This is day 2 of reflections in the transformations unit. Very similar to day 1, but instead of reflecting across just the x-axis and just the y-axis, we're going to be reflecting across other horizontal and vertical lines. So an x equals line or a y equals line. To reflect a point across a line, you're going to count to the line and then count the same number on the other side of the line. The only difference again is that you're not going to the axis, you're going to a different line that's either to the left or right of it or above or below the x-axis. So we're going to complete some line reflections here. We want to reflect the point A, 5, 6 across the line x equals 2. So first thing, as always, we want to graph the point A at 5, 6. So we're going to go forward 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We end up right here at 5, 6. Okay? Make sure you label it A, and we're going to reflect across x equals 2. Now, if you find 2 on the x-axis, here's our x-axis, and here is 2. The line x equals 2 is where every single point on that line has an x value of 2. So, this is 0, 2. This is 1, 2, 1. This is, I apologize, that's a mistake. This is 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, and going the other way, it's 2, negative 1, 2, negative 2, 2, negative 3, 2, negative 4. So our line is actually going to be vertical through 2 on the x-axis. So it'll be somewhere like right here. Okay. Again, we're going to count how many spaces it is. So we're going to take this point A, we're going to count 1, 2, 3 spaces we're on the line, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3 spaces on the other line, and we're going to label that A prime. Make sure you're putting this point as well as this point and labeling them both in your notes. The coordinates for this are we go backwards 1, so it's negative 1, and we're still going up 6. So it should be A prime is negative 1, 6. Okay. Next example is we're going to take the point B, which is negative 6, 1, so go negative 6, negative 1, and we're going to plot it right here. We're going to label it B. We want to reflect it across the line y equals 1. So again, this is where all of the y values are at 1. So this is the point 0, 1. This is 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1. Going the other way is negative 1, 1, negative 2, 1, negative 3, 1, negative 4, 1. You'll notice that all of those y values are the same. They're all a 1. So our line y equals 1 is right here, going through 1 on the y-axis. Okay, negative 6, 1 is our point B. We're going to reflect it across that line, so we're going to count to that line 1, 2 spaces, and we're going to count 1, 2 spaces on the other side and label it B prime. We go backwards 6, and this time we go up 3, so it's negative 6, 3 is the point B prime. The last example has that different notation again down here. We're taking the point C, which is at 4, negative 7, so we'll graph that. 4, negative 7, way down here on the bottom. Make sure you label it C. And this notation means we're going to reflect it in the line y equals negative 4. Y equals negative 4, and this lowercase r means reflection. So again, we're going to find negative 4 on the y-axis, which is right down here. And it'll be the line that cuts straight across at negative 4. We're going to count how many spaces from this point to the line. So we count 1, 2, 3 spaces to the line. And then we count, oh, should not have done that. And then we count another 1, 2, 3 spaces up from the line. And C prime should be at 4, negative 1. I don't know why it appeared up here, but it should be right down here. C prime is at 4, negative 1. So basically, you're doing the exact same thing with all of the points, but instead of counting to the axis, which is already there, you have to find another line. Okay? If it's a y equals value is actually a horizontal line going through a specific number on the y-axis. So the line y equals 5, you would go up and find 5 on your y and make a line going across. X equals 6, you would go and find 6 on your x-axis and make a line going up and down vertical here. Okay? I will click forward and give you time to copy all of this down. As always, if you need to, rewind it and watch again. Or if you have questions, make sure you ask them tomorrow in class. All right, so we're going to move forward. We're going to actually have you do an example on your own. We're going to reflect a whole figure this time. So to reflect that figure, same thing as always, perform the same reflection to all points in the figure. So I'm going to give you 3 vertices of a triangle here. We're going to start with X, which is at 3, 3. The point 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is X. Y is going to be at 7, 1, so right out here on the edge of your grid. 7, 1 is Y. And Z is going to be at 7, 6. So again, you're going all the way up to 7 and way up to 6. Okay? You're going to reflect this across the line X equals 2. So one more time. You're going to find the line X equals 2. Connect our triangle. Make sure you connect your triangle. X equals 2 ends up right here. So I'm going to give you some time. Go ahead and reflect this whole figure across this highlighted line, X equals 2. All right, you should be just done, because if you paused it, you would have plenty of time to finish this. So we're going to start with the point X. Reflecting that across the line, we're going to count to the line, which is 1 space, and then we're going to count 1 space on the other side, and we're going to label it X prime. That's actually at the point 1, positive 3. Don't know why that says negative 1. You should ignore that. It is definitely a positive 1. We're doing Y next. We're counting over. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 spaces here. Labeling it Y prime. We should be at the point negative 3, positive 1. Hopefully I didn't make another mistake in this. Be at negative 3, positive 1. Perfect. And Z up here at the top. We're going to count. Now, if you notice, these are perfectly in line. So when they end up, they should be perfectly in line again. So hopefully we count the same as Y, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to get to that line. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the other side, labeling it Z prime. You can already see that they're lined up perfectly vertical from each other here, just like they're perfectly vertical from each other here. This is at the point negative 3, positive 6. Negative 3, positive 6. You're going to essentially take this whole triangle and flip it right over that line. Okay? Now, there were several things that needed to be fixed in here. For example, this had to be a positive 1. On the previous slide, there was a mistake also. So I hope that you were paying attention to what I was saying as well as what was on the screen here. If you have any questions, you need to write them down in the margin so you can ask tomorrow or leave a comment under the video. Either one is perfectly acceptable. We will be doing practice with this in class, so I will see you in school.